and it was. Now thinking about it in retrospect, someone just give me a cup of milk because I'm gonna make a milkshake all day. My hands are shaking. He's a man.
It's not about him being a man because women are like that too.
Well, he's an adult, is what I'm saying. Like he's an adult. Like he's not a child.
Right.
He's old. I mean, I know I may be president, but I'm going to do an interview, and I can't control. Like, what did Chris expect? That doesn't even make any sense. It was the next day. That's true.
He brought the knee of as well.
Perhaps maybe he's thinking because he's not that. Maybe he thinks that other races act like that.
White people are violent too.
I know, but maybe that was just the way he's thinking. I can't think for him.
I got you in the trap.
I'm not in a trap.
So you were taking him seriously. You fell right for it. Y'all
politicians and political hopefuls putting party talks aside to join in this glimmer of light.
I'm talking and responding to you regarding how he may have been thinking. I don't know what he was thinking, but I didn't. It wasn't a serious conversation. We can keep it moving. We're not going to argue about it.
Well, let me tell you the point.
On a dark day, for some life is precious.
And my heart simply breaks for the family that's enduring this because I know what they're going to.
Thank you so much in Jesus Christ.
Whether or not Trump's scared, his point was, he's been saying in the chat.
And on social media, communicating prosecutors say that the state is mourning the fallen officer and that could mean their memory.
He can start eating off music. I could really be black music. He's trying to say that Trump had it memorized and the interview was fake and everything.
Live in Albany Park Country, ABC 7 Eyewitness.
Thank you. They really don't.
No, it's not cash app. That's how you end up with the dudes you end up with because you can't stop the bullshit. And you're taking these too seriously. Huh? Trump has never memorized anything. What's going on? Yo, spiritual, name five Cheerios. Five what? Cheerios? I know you're honey nut. Original honey nut. What are the Cheerios? I know you could do it better. You said five. I only know two. What are the other ones? Oh, damn. Somebody said apple and frosted. Oh, shit. That's a nasty question.
He said Cheerios?
Some Cheerios for you? That's actually a really good question.
They actually came out with Cheerios, and those are like cookies and cream, strawberry, and one more flavor.
Yeah, I don't eat Cheerios. Sorry.
I love the honey nut Cheerios like that.
I don't eat Cheerios.
I can eat it.
Why are we talking about this? I thought we were doing question. I don't know why.
I got an Asian mom. We grew up on granola. You can eat granola. My mom doesn't like Cheerios. She doesn't like cereal, period. She doesn't like sugar.
I like what's granola?
Well, he didn't ask you all that.
I don't eat Cheerios. You know what? I swear on everything I love, I've never ate cereal growing up at all. Even with my daughter, she only eats granola. So we don't eat cereal.
That's not a cereal, Daddy. Did y'all?
No, so we eat granola, and my mom always, since I've been a kid, we've always made smoothies.
No Fruit Loops. That's no Fruit Loops. He didn't ask what cereal
I joke about it. I even took a picture of my refrigerator. I have freaking to-go protein shakes. I do Premier. I buy the big packs from freaking Costco, and I drink my protein shake on my way to work.
And this is how we forget the original question. And this is the human experience and the chaos as well.
I don't eat cereal, bro. You said you.
No, I like it. I like how you see how we are. We build on something, and now
I don't eat Cheerios. I grew up on protein drinks.
I like that.
My daughter grew up on protein drinks in the morning.
I need 5 planets.
Oh, we can name 5 planets. That's easy.
Go ahead, name 5 planets.
Uranus, Earth, Mars.
You know where I'm from,
Jupiter.
Jupiter, nigga. Right. So you name 5 planets. Have you been on all 5 of them?
No, but I don't.
So you
I
can
don't
know 5
fucking
cereals
go
without
to the
eating.
cereal aisle at all. If I accidentally go to the
point.
cereal aisle, I'll be like, oops, I'm not getting nothing from over here.
That's a good point.
If you notice, the granola is right on the very end of the cereal aisle, so I don't have to go down. And I will say this: I do eat the Jewish cereal. They call it "quote unquote" Jewish cereal, but it's more like a granola, so I'll buy that as well. So
I couldn't even tell you what the Jewish cereal is.
It's kashi. It's kashi. I buy kashi.
That's Jewish?
I could take pictures. I got 5 boxes of kashi in here, and I need to throw away 3 of them. So
Wait, is that Jewish? I didn't know that.
yeah, it's a Jewish type cereal. So like if I don't have access to halal or whatever, sometimes I do.
She's an Indian word.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's actually a Jewish cereal.
Oh, okay. So it was appropriated by the Jews. All right, I got it. Oh, wow. See, that's interesting. You see how you start your day with your daily breakfast. Now we know Pat eat no fucking Cheerios, man.
I definitely don't.
But do you know 5 Cheerios?
Like somebody's house as a kid, and it was too sugary, so I'm not eating that sugar, girl.
How you turn out to be so sweet? Let me stop. That was just childish banter. I have a girlfriend. I did not mean to flirt. Guys, take notes. Yeah, not too much on Patty. Thank you. How did we get here? Do you know? Matter of fact, do you know 5 Cheerios?
Me know why it's how we got here.
Yeah. Right. So, y'all really didn't want to listen to 60 Minutes?
Yeah, I have a conversation.
Okay, go ahead.
Do crack in the morning? Do you know how to pipe? Like, how do y'all do y'all crack?
Ain't nobody doing no crack.
I ain't putting. If it got smoke on it, you ain't gotta worry about Patty trying it.
Oh, so you just eat it?
I'd probably eat it on accident, but no. I don't do drugs, bro. I never did drugs. One thing I can say in my life, I've never fucking touched drugs, even as a teenager.
Word? What is drugs?
I've never even smoked marijuana in my life. I had to do my darn lie detector test, and even the lie detector guy was like joking about, you never inhaled? And I was like, no. Like,
No.
I was like, I don't fuck with drugs. Even when I was a kid, if people did marijuana, I'd be like, yeah, I gotta go home. Like, my parents were strict about that shit, and I didn't want that shit smelly on my clothes. And then I have nappy hair. I've always had natural hair. So, nappy hair, that shit up. Hold on to the smell, and I didn't want to get a beating for that.
Shout out to the kinky hair. Shout out to kinky hair.
So is the Dow down or is it going up? What's going on? Anybody know? Stocks?
Ban would be. It's even. So
It's even.
We're all still poor. Yes. Right.
I'm not poor. I don't claim that.
I'm gonna pour myself a drink. That's what I'm. Is everybody okay?
No.
No, I'm not okay. No, I'm not.
And why would I be the one asking that anyway?
Well, that's a good sign that you're asking, checking on us. That might change things around to do a wellness check. Thank you. But I'm not
That was
okay.
a potential merger between United Airlines and fucking American.
Oh, merger. Oh, shit. I don't know how to feel about that.
Me either. That's
I don't
Spirit
follow.
going into bankruptcy. Fucking United. It was a United American and Delta. United American. Like, this shit is.
I flew Delta before. It was all right. But I never flew United. Flown, sorry. I don't know if I said it wrong.
Don't worry. The grammatics really don't matter in that instant. Nobody's gonna trip off of that.
They merge all the time.
Well, we're not gonna miss American Airlines or United, right? Nobody in this room.
Yeah, because that's one of the major.
Yeah, I'm like, yes.
Bro.
Wait, you guys gonna miss? You guys like that?
No, it's monopolization. Our concern is monopolization.
Right.
I don't know if you realize.
This is
And to be honest, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. United is the only one that actually still serves real meals. Yeah, so like if you take the Delta or American, and your flight is less than so many hours, they just give you fucking. Whereas American still serves a meal, so.
Wow. It'll be bullshit though. Come on, yo. It ain't WorldCom.
They're still giving meals though. They're the only one that gives meals. So they united. Then they merge. What happens? They get rid of that meal. I like when they give me United.
Okay. What do you care about the meal, Patty? We're sitting at the airport for sometimes hours with a million restaurants and little, stores that we can grab food. And unless you're talking about a flight that's like international or over 4 hours, like who cares? Get the bag of pretzels.
Get the bag of
pretzels.
I'm more worried about the time and the flight being on time and not less options as far as.
Yeah, because we also have hubs. Like New Jersey is a United hub, and so you can fly a lot out of there. And then Atlanta has Delta and all that.
And Dallas has American.
BWA, don't you board the plane first anyway?
Well, I board the plane first.
Yeah, he does because you're military.
No, you're trying to say I'm retarded. So
no. You know what's funny though? This is how you know I'm grown because. But that was just an intrusive thought, and I went with reality. You're military.
I don't wear uniform. I'm not uniform military. I'm not in the military anymore. I'm not active duty, brother.
Yeah, but they still let retirees. United does the retirees and United does both. That's why I'm like, United still has the old school thing, whereas Delta and American doesn't. And then another thing United does. If you're military and you're traveling in uniform, they automatically grade your seat to first class. If you, and then even if you're not in uniform, if they have additional seats that haven't been purchased, they automatically give it to military.
Damn, that's hard.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that.
I do. I do all the time.
I'm saying when I was in the military, when I was younger, yeah.
I didn't got you first class. I'm okay with them upgrading my seat. And
no, I'm not talking about first class. I'm talking about boarding first and all that shit you were saying.
Oh, so you just don't.
I'm bringing attention to myself, bro.
I wish I liked the fly. So I just lost the desire to fly, and it's really bad because I do.
Dude, you fly every fucking day at 2 o'clock. Light up, and you're fucking sky high.
Y'all need to
Dude, it's not yet. It's too early, Spirit.
Delta One. If y'all take Delta, you get the leather bag instead of the little flimsy ass bag they give you in first class. They give you a leather one. Your eye protection is leather. It's nice. I think the only other person that's talked about it with me has been Spirit. Spirit, you took it right.
Oh, Delta One?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, a couple times, and it's fantastic. By the way, you can get a good deal of miles with Delta One if you do it right. That's what I did. That and the JetBlue Mint is quite lovely.
No, I haven't done JetBlue. Yeah, I tried Spirit, and that's because somebody else bought it.
I know you do Spirit. Hey, how you doing?
My homegirls bought a whole bunch of first class tickets for Spirit because they were cheap, and that is the worst first class experience ever.
Damn.
Are you going out of business?
I think it was Spirit. Was it Spirit? Yeah.
They're like
they're going out of business. It was Spirit or JetBlue. I think with Spirit you get 2 seats. That's what they call first class, is you get 2 seats.
2 seats? Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it's like 2 seats in the front. It's stupid.
Yeah, Patty, I'm most concerned with USO when I go to the airport. If I'm going to be there for a minute. Then that's what's important.
What is that? I mean,
it's the military. It's like
USO is like their ghetto ass American Express lounge.
Nah, it's not ghetto, yo. Come on, yo. They got free.
They got more. I will say this, more than the American Express lounge. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh shit.
Come on, guys. There's free food. There's video games if you need to shower and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You can see. It's not high class, but yeah.
Oh, you got video games before your flight?
Yeah.
I'm saying if you're stranded, bro, or if you're traveling for it's taking like a while to travel, 10 days where you're going to. If you're with your family, you know what I'm saying? Use it.
They'll wake you up. Right, you tell them what time, the person in front, what time your flight's supposed to leave. They'll wake you up. Yeah, I've used the USO lounge before.
They'll wake you up?
Speaking of flights, did they decide whether they're going to bail out Spirit?
I think they are. Let me look it up, yeah, because I'm just saying anything.
On one condition, they get to name Trump Airlines.
They should? Oh, I guess because people need to rise. Spirit. So we got the merger going on. We got Spirit needing help or assistance. Somebody was talking about Neil. Neil was talking about the food. Talking about how tomatoes, things like that. It's really becoming a problem now because of the fertilization. Are you here?
Yes, I'm sick of that. I want to talk about tomatoes and...
Neo, hush. No decision. Patty, Chad said no decision on Spirit has been made yet. They still deciding. Thank you, Chad. Yeah, so the doors of conversation is open.
Is neoliberal KGB? You guys could tell me. He's not here right now.
Why would you say something like that?
Because
you're just operating in your greatest level of self being. To return back to that, thanks.
It was
the jet fuel cost is going up. Listen, the jet fuel cost. I understand that part. But they said moving forward, them prices about to hit the customer. And they were speaking last week and saying how even as gas prices come back down, typically the prices or ticket prices probably won't. So, yeah, you start stuff sometimes and you just change everything. Go ahead.
My girl's calling me, but guess what? Everything is fluctuating. That's what I wanted to say. It's going to fluctuate. Do not lose your cool.
He must have had Akawasha. What's it called?
Spirit, is she not going to comment on that? That seems high.
What do you want me to comment on?
What you just said. That's a high moment, it seems like, with somebody, what you just said.
For an example, the typical flight, say, going from Minneapolis, St. Paul to DC, the direct ticket from an airline is one price, and then you go on cheap tickets and get a cheaper price. Even the cheaper price has now been altered to favor the aforementioned comment that prices are changing.
Okay, so I did find an article. It says they're not fully bailing out Spirit Airlines yet. Okay. Well, what they're saying is they're actively considering negotiating a bailout. We're in advanced talks about a $500 million loan. This deal will give the government a large ownership stake, even majority. Some proposals even include buying the airline out. Can y'all hear me, or am I fucking retarded? Now I'm using our word.
I'm driving. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, yo.
So the question was, are they bailing it? It says the government is not fully bailing out Spirit Airlines yet. They're actively considering negotiating a bailout. They're in advanced talks for a $500 million loan. This deal would give the government a large ownership stake. Some are saying even the majority. The proposal includes buying the airline outright, and nothing has been finalized yet. The reason why they're doing this is because it can be anywhere from 14,000 to 17,000 workers could lose employment if they collapse. And then losing Spirit would reduce low-cost options and raise fares. They are considering and negotiating some type of bailout. They're still doing that.
Thank you. So it's in the process.
Yeah, but the government owning it, having majority stake, that's kind of, I don't know what. I'm trying to look that up too.
Yeah, a state-owned airline sounds like another country that we can name. A couple of other countries. That's like really like that's what we're doing. Like you lay off all of these federal employees and then you hire and control the airline. It's kind of ironic.
What federal employees you talking about, though, bro?
No, with all those layoffs. I mean, the initial round of layoffs. But now we're concerned about jobs, and so they were going to come in and save this airline. Like, it's capitalism, man. They was doing, let them fall. You know what I'm saying? They don't tell it to the work of America who are actually going to work and just need some help with food. You don't come in and see you want to help them, but you're going to want to help a bunch of dudes that mismanaged in airlines. It's just crazy to me. Now they care about jobs. It's crazy.
I'd like to give my opinion on this because this is something that I feel passionate about, along with black coffee and plantain chips. One second. Brother Roger, Mr. Jose, Brother Mayor from Jamaica.
Man, sorry to interrupt you, but you eat plantain that's not chips as well? You don't do regular bun? Do you ever do it like that?
Yeah.
For a burger?
Yeah, I had some. I had one the other day. Yeah, I eat it all the time. I love plantain. I disagree with the brothers on this topic. Not only do I don't think they should bail them out. I think they should buy the airline and keep it. And I think the United States should once again flirt with having a government-owned airline. Let me tell you why. They're constantly bailing airlines out. Constantly. So it happens all the time. Now I'm being a little Marxist, so I apologize. Airlines are actually part of the means of production. If you follow Mail's advice from Jamaica, Mr. Jose and the Rambler, to their logical conclusions, that could be any airline. The entire economy would collapse. You have to have it up in the air, because without the air, you can't have the ground. So if you let Spirit, and the reason why people are saying Spirit, to be fair, is because of Spirit. If it was Delta, most people wouldn't be saying let it collapse. So you have some brand bias. That being said, Spirit's had less fatal crashes than Delta has. They also have newer planes. And they're safer planes. They get them from better suppliers than Delta does. But because it's big and yellow, and you all are swayed by what your eyes see, as opposed to what your brain can know, you think Delta and American are safer when they're not. But you guys aren't ready for that conversation yet, so I'll put that to the side. Let me just continue. We actually have to, the job thing is a lot of jobs, is another thing. We actually need to begin to explore the government being involved in this sort of stuff, because the service is terrible, the price is out of control, and the taxpayers are paying for it anyway on both ends, whether it's on the ticketing side or if it's on the, see, Patty says it's trash. I've flown on Spirit. It was a more comfortable ride than Delta.
No, I was good in first class. They're first class seats, or you get 2 seats. You don't get the lay down seats. You don't get the bigger seats. They are small seats. I'm a small person, so it's okay. but you get 2 seats. That first class is trash. My homegirl had bought the whole first class section or business class, whatever the fuck we want to call it, and that shit was trash.
Okay.
It's cheap though.
I'm saying. I mean, if that's what people care about, like, for the first class seats at a discount airliner. Okay, I mean, I don't know why they have first class seats at all. It's a discount airliner. I'm just trying to get to the place safely so I can do first class on the ground. I mean, that's one thing I have to do. I now have to do a quick tangent. People will talk about how bad or / good airline food is, but they ordered PF Chang's at their house 2 times last week, or had Chick-fil-A. You're eating bad food every day. Why you have expectations for a meal to be good up in the air is absurd anyway, but I don't want to get into that. I don't know, people's brains go out the window. Girl, I'm about to go on this plane. But I don't know. Anyway, I don't see why the government doesn't have a bigger stake in these airlines. We bail them out. We put very little contingency on the bailouts. They still buy back the stock. The CEOs still get their executive pay, and they still raise prices. So we don't put price controls on them. So after the last time the airline bailouts came, what they do? Started charging you for your luggage. Yeah, I'm not ready for the hard conversation, Jeff. According to Rambler and Mel from Jamaica, and Mr. Roger, we should just have them all fail. Cool. Let's let all the airlines fail. Let's let capitalism bail us out when you need something flown from California to Maine, and it has to get on that same train that the shooter had. I'm checking baggage anyway. And sure they'll make it. I'm done.
So I'll agree with you. I think that the government should have their own airline because that's kind of like a way of controlling the price of tickets from these private airlines. Like, let's say they do buy out Spirit, they can control the price on what Spirit charges. And don't get me wrong, them seats are trash, but I mean, cheaper seats, and it's like what would say it'll be cheaper ticket prices. The government could having at least one of these airlines, them having some type of equity stake. I think that would force the private airlines to lower their prices.
So Ben, I'm sorry, Patty, you still speaking? Oh, so Ben, you make excellent points. I think do a deep dive. I guess I was doing it through the lens of this administration and not trusting that they would do it in a fashion that was equitable and fair and put in the proper, tools to make it work the way you described. So but you made valid points.
Just for the record, just in case this gets pulled later on in conversation, I don't care whether they get a bailout. I'm just putting that on the record, okay? I don't care. I really, truly don't. It is what it is. So I just want to go on the record. Thank you.
I mean, again, I didn't go to business school, so I know there's a name for this, and it's not just brand loyalty, but so it's probably into psychology of business. But there's a thing that happens where consumers believe that because a thing in culture is seen as the good and reliable one for whatever reason, and the other thing is seen as not, they just assume that the former is. And again, anybody can check. Spirit has never had a fatal crash. They've never had a major crash. Ever. Is it big? Yes. Is it ugly? Yes. But some of y'all like big, ugly things 4 or 5 times a week, huh? That's a different discussion. Shout out to your wives. Anyway. The psychology of the thing makes people think that the thing is not good. You have all these, Breezy is another one. Not to be confused with Chris Brown. This Christmas, hang as we call the tree. Top top 5 Christmas movie, low key, this Christmas. Y'all not ready for that discussion, even though Idris Elba's not very good at it. That's a different discussion. Let me continue. Breezy Airlines. Let's go. Get away, gotta get away. Busta Rhymes. Look at me now. I'm getting paid. That was a good song. Let me continue. Breezy Airlines, Spirit Airlines, Frontier. These, I don't know if Frontier's discount. These discount airliners, their aircrafts are not the ones that are being bought from Boeing and are going down. And their fleets are newer than your United fleets. I was on a Delta jet a couple months ago. That motherfucker had a carving in it I put in 1993 when I was on my way to visit my auntie in Kansas. I said, I sat in this seat before. I said, oh my God, there's my initials. I put that in 1993. But y'all see the big thing, you see the, watch this, you see the colored thing. So that's where I'm about to go. For those of you who are against Spirit Airlines, you're racist.
That's exactly
It's the same, I'm almost done. It's the exact same logic. You're judging the plane by its phenotype and by propaganda. Oh, people think I'm joking. It is literally the same logic as racism. Huh? I'm done. When you get home and it hits you later today when you're sitting on the toilet, send a black woman a cash app.
But Spirit doesn't have a lounge. Spirit doesn't have they don't have the lounges. The cabins.
These are things that are important to her.
I travel for hours. So if I have to sit on a fucking plane for hours, you giving me 2 seats doesn't mean shit. When I can lay down, I can fucking get my drink. I can't.
What do you get in the C-130? A doggy bag?
I don't travel on a C-130 going from Baltimore to Heathrow. That's not how that works, bro. I'm a senior officer. So as a senior officer, you know they give us commercial planes while y'all on AMC. So
AMC's the best food.
There's no fucking way, because I always go Avon. I always leave RIP, which means I'm the last to leave. Because I'm the last to leave, they always give me commercial flights. And if I'm taking commercial flights, I want the lounges. I'm the premium. I'm one of those girls that want the premium protection. I want to be able to fucking go from this area to another area where somebody may greet me and bring me to that area until it's time for me to fucking board my next ship.
Patty, you know what I'm happy with, Patty? If I didn't have to look at someone taking a piss and watch them and tell them, and while they say, can you move over, so they crawl over you to go take a piss and stand up.
No more, bro.
Does anybody know? I mean, Patty, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's a rich person's issue.
I'm not rich, though. I'm not rich. It's just
okay. Well, I didn't say you were rich. I said it's a rich person's issue. Most people aren't worried about the lounge, just trying to get rid of them. But does anybody know what the fleet is, what the aircrafts is for? Because ML just called it the Greyhound of the sky. Anybody know what Spirit uses? Anybody know?
Airbus? What do you mean, what they use?
All Airbus.
Oh, yeah, Airbuses. And Airbuses are safe.
Huh?
Airbuses are safe.
I know. So, and most of the flights are, most of the fleet is quite young. So, y'all are on the Greyhound of the sky. That would be those Boeings from 2000 of Delta that you've been flying. But because they charge an extra $400, you think it's safer. It's actually the opposite. Again, Spirit uses, their fleet is all Airbus. They don't have it, they only use Airbus. Now, when we have a different conversation and people are talking about great companies and so-and-so, and now others will come up and tell you how amazing Airbus is, but you put some yellow paint on it and make it cheaper and not a lounge, now it's the Greyhound of the sky. The way Americans fall for marketing tricks to waste money, that's why y'all broke. That's
You know what, though? The only Airbus that I've actually taken Airbuses don't go that far. I know there was one that did go from New York. They flew us to New York because we don't have an agreement with Singapore. So we had to do our access because we were doing exercise. We had to fly to New York, and that's the farthest I've ever been on an Airbus. So Airbuses, I don't really think go that far. Only certain companies will buy it. And I think Singapore Airlines is the only one that I know of that actually has the Airbus that will go that far and nautical miles. So.
No, it's just
one second. I just want to say for the record, again, I don't care about the bailout. And also I wanted to say, I don't care what color it is. As long as the seat is comfortable for me. Different people have different wants and needs. And that's just all it is to it. That's it. Go ahead, Spence.
I agree with you, lady. The seat got to be comfortable. And
that seat got to be comfortable.
I'm not fucking 10 years old where I will lay across 2 seats. I had to do it that day. I laid across 2 seats because I got 2 seats. But I do not want to do that. I want to be able to lay back. I specifically when I look for my flight, if it doesn't have the lay down, I'm not flying at that hour. My flight is going to make sure that I can fucking go all the way back, put my eye protectors on, I can sip my champagne and go to sleep. Yeah.
There's a guy duct taping Spirit Airline wings in the chat. I'm just saying.
And I'm a broke dusty. If broke dusty Patty wants that, trust and believe there's a lot of other people that want that too if they're buying first class.
I'm just saying, no, they're all, it's, this is all so elitist. You know what happens when you poll people who is the group that is most against raising the minimum wage? It's the people just above minimum wage. They're the ones that have contempt for the people who make minimum wage. So what's happening in here is that we have contempt for the people who are actually budgeting and going on a quote-unquote budget airline. And you should all be ashamed of yourself.
No, I said that we should have one state. Oh, I think we should have. No. So that's not what you're going to do here. I actually said I believe that it should be a government-owned airline because that is a way they can have price controls, at least for that airline, which may affect the private airlines, which would affect Delta, it would affect the United, it would affect an American, because they'd be like, damn, people are taking those flights because they're cheaper. So I said we should have a government one, but I'm not going to take it if they don't get better seating. The only reason why I took that one at the time is because I had a girlfriend that bought those seats, and it was a free flight.
Oh, shit. Right. Hey, Spirit, I don't care what the aesthetics of a plane looks like. I used to jump out of the motherfuckers in our Philippines today, so I don't really care what the plane looks like.
And you know what, to be honest with you, guess how much he spent
One of the real one.
Guess how much he spent for 10 seats, all in quote-unquote first class? $4,000. 10 seats. 10 seats. That was cheap. That's good.
How much?
I paid for 2 seats on Delta One, and that was $4,000.
For 2 seats?
For 2 seats on Delta One, and that was that wasn't even.
Were you going overseas?
No, that wasn't going overseas.
You were the same people who shamed us for taking the Fun Wa bus from Chinatown, New York to Chinatown, Boston.
Yo, that's Fun Wa.
Yeah, son.
That brings that memory, Spirit. Thank you.
So should we start from scratch with the airlines? Of government airlines, can we just buy somebody's planes, but rather than bail somebody out? Maybe that would work better.
So if they bail them out, part of the what they're saying is part of the negotiations is them being the major stakeholders. So them having, them having an opinion on what the price looks like. I don't know. Price points.
I just don't want cronies being bailed out. Yeah, this would be great. Maybe a government-run airline can create more affordable prices for people, and people can travel around a little bit more. But yeah, maybe that way.
Yeah, let's have Mamdani do it. Let's all the fucking way.
It's latte time. I'm excited.
places. Hop on, boom, boom, bop, bing, bing, pop, bang. It was Kendrick Lamar all over that bitch. You just in and out. Oh, there's no TV in the back of the seat. I don't know what to do. I'm on an airplane for an hour and a half, and they don't have a TV. I wasn't gonna watch it anyway, but I need a TV there. It's just American. It's just get on the plane, take a book, have some peace and quiet. But when people get on the plane has to be the med spa in Atlanta that Portia Williams goes to. Side note, I don't know what's going on with her ass, but someone needs to be stopped. That's a different discussion. Anyway, let's go to Madrid. We go to Madrid. We're gonna go to Vienna. You get on the plane, boom, bop, bing, ping, pop, pow. You just all over. Wow. They didn't have HBO Go on the back of the plane. What am I gonna do? You know what you did? When you paid for that Delta Comfort because you needed to watch a half episode of something on HBO Go or HBO Max while somebody was kicking you in the back, you just paid for 8-month subscription.
I used to live in Europe. I know what flights you were taking, bro.
What? You know.
We were taking EasyJet.
What's it called?
Ryanair.
Yeah, you just go and get there. The point.
I got on that fucking flight as a little girl. I was like, but they're main planes. Air France has TVs. British Airways have TVs. KLM has TVs. I think but you might be right. I think Air France, because when I complained, my return flight was Air France, and the Air France that we took back didn't have. I think it's Air France. One of them, if it's a short flight, they don't have TVs, but most of it, their major airlines have. But I don't know what plane you took. Bro, I used to live in Europe. I was a kid. I went to school there. Don't forget, I had to travel all over the damn place because of my parents.
You know, this is so myopic. Like, you all like to do fucking drugs. What you need to do is amplify. You ask your doc, say you have trouble flying, get a fucking Xanax or Klonopin. You don't have to worry about a TV, a book, even tilting your fucking seat back. You will be all set for the entire flight, and give your kid a fucking Benadryl. Have a great.
Yep. Hey, I don't know. Dylan just said she can't have a comfortable seat Wi-Fi for anything over 7 hours. We're at the point now where people can't go more than 7 hours without Wi-Fi?
I can't. My legs freeze up.
You need Wi-Fi for your legs?
I need Wi-Fi. I need my legs. I need my legs to be able to spread. Yeah, I need all that. 7 hours? You're going to sit on a flight for 7 hours in them crunched ass seats.
I need a child. I need to ensure I'm reachable. Okay. I can't tell if people are trolling.
No, I'm dead ass. I can't. Y'all gotta remember, I got pins and fucking shit in my legs, so it's like I can't just sit there for 7 hours without my leg fucking going into some other shit.
I'm talking about Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Wi-Fi too. I need my Wi-Fi.
For your legs?
No, because I work too while I'm on the plane. So that's the difference. Like, I don't know what she does, but I know it's me if I'm going forward. When I was in Indo-PACOM, I gotta go to Australia. If I'm going to Australia, I have to work while I'm fucking on my way there.
So when y'all take red eyes, y'all stay up the whole time?
I work. I'm a senior. I'm not no. So like, even with us meeting our counterparts, even if I don't get enough sleep, I have to meet my counterparts. I have to get all the information that was sent to me from home station, have the conversation. Sometimes questions are thrown in. You know, I fell asleep before and I'm like, fuck, I gotta look up the information and then have to have the conversation with the people that we're working with. So like, they send me information all the time if I'm going for, especially if I'm part of the planning conference. So if you're part of it, for me, for my job, if I'm part of the planning conference, I can get questions all during the goddamn flight. And I have to compile them all while I'm working. So I carry a computer. I carry my fucking, I have to carry, the airlines know that I'm carrying maybe something that might be what they'll consider secret information. So I have to have my courier card. I have a whole bunch of shit on me when I'm going for it anywhere. And that's why it's like I was saying, I always have somebody meet me at the airlines or make sure I'm being transferred from one airline to another properly. So yeah. I just think it depends on your job. And just for me, I have to have access to Wi-Fi. You're not gonna put me on no flight that don't have Wi-Fi, period.
Okay.
Now, there is an issue between, I don't know what happens in the U.S. This doesn't happen internationally. Something between Hawaii and California where there's this dead space where I can't do work. But there's something with these airlines, I don't know what it is, but I don't have that problem internationally outside of the United States.
Okay, so let's take you away. So Kamari put any advice for someone who's about to take 11-hour, I mean, what would you do? Y'all send me to the meetings. Y'all gotta, I gotta go to the meeting. I'll go in with a, when is the troll bank? Are people serious? What do you do for 11 hours? You could take your computer, you could take books, you could write, you could knit. I mean, you could sleep. That's put on an airplane where people all of a sudden turn into retards. What do you mean? What do you do? I don't even understand. You get up, walk around. If you're with somebody, you can take cards. I gotta be honest with y'all. I must be the least important human being. But Dylan says she can't go more than 7 hours with Wi-Fi because she has a child. I must be a terrible father. I've definitely been on planes and not used the Wi-Fi for more than 7 hours. I must be the worst father in the history of the world for going more. Y'all never gone more than 7 hours and not had Wi-Fi. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think I might start my own room for just unimportant BANs on the app. Y'all are some of the most important, coveted people in the history of humankind. I gotta be honest with y'all. I never. Y'all must be really important. Hit me in the back channel. I wanna be what y'all are when I grow up. Rich, important, fine, connected. You can't go 7 hours. I'm not talking to you, Patty. You can't go 7 hours without Wi-Fi. What happens when you go to sleep at night?
That's like kids though, bro. Hey, when my kids were younger, as soon as I hit the Wi-Fi on their phone, turn it off, they come out their room, bro. Also, they maybe tired to be Thursday here.
You know the word I hate? I hate a person saying to me that they're bored.
It reminds me of as I listen to Bad. I don't know, how is a human being bored? Like bored, when someone says they're bored, it triggers me. Like, you have a brain. How could you ever be bored?
So my ex used to say all the time, so kids, yeah. That was a trigger word, bored.
Bored? I'm like, what the fuck? You ain't got no shit to do? Like, I mean, I think I've had something to do all my life. I swear, like how could you possibly be bored?
To the point where when you wake up out of sleep because you got shit you gotta do.
Man, you gotta think about shit while I'm sleeping, what I gotta do when I wake up. Like, what are we doing? Like, the first thing I do in the morning is replay my day in my head, because while I do take a lot of notes, most things I do remember, you know? So, yeah, how the freak can you be bored? It's crazy to me. And an adult being bored is even worse. Like, stop.
So Dr. Smarty Pants said she's going to Tanzania and she's worried about leg space. Well, as one who's almost 6'4", you'll be fine. Tall people who are much taller than you people, much bigger, take flights all the time, B. Your legs aren't going to fall off. You get up, you walk around. Where are you going? Jambo. I want a tangawizi. Go practice your Swahili. You'll be fine. Y'all not even that big of people. I don't know what it is about flying on an airplane. Everybody turns into Queen Victoria on air. But all I need is a proper leg space, Wi-Fi, and a reclining chair. Because if I do that, but when you were in that car, partying, driving to Bonnaroo or Coachella, and you was front up, all of a sudden that was fun. Now all of a sudden that I'm flying, I've got to have all of my carriage rides to be there. But when you was following behind that boy or that girl, you could be crunched up in the back of that Peter Pan bus stop.
I never took a Peter Pan. Peter Pan was way back in the day. He's talking about old school.
Oh my goodness, they had Peter Pans in the 2000s.
Why would I take a Peter Pan in the 2000s?
Then I wasn't talking about you, Patty. I just need you.
I've never been on a Peter Pan either.
My dad used to take Peter Pan with my mom to Woodbury Common.
Shout out to Woodbury. I heard somebody just went up there and
oh my God, Dr. Smarty Pants just said she had a Nissan Versa for years. But let me tell you something. If you're first of all, you're going to Tanzania, go to Samaki, the one in Dar, one of my favorite restaurants in the world. You want to go to Samaki. Samaki is the Swahili word for fish. Delicious food, and the party is crazy. You want to go to Samaki. But you on your way to Tanzania, you won't even be thinking about your legs. You'll be hyped. But she said she had a Nissan Versa for years. I'm sorry, you drove a Nissan Versa.
So you don't think she should be comfortable on a plane for over 7 hours from the United States?
I've flown to Tanzania many times. I'm almost 6'4". If I was comfortable, she can be comfortable. She'll be fine. She's 5'8".
Man, my dad took a flight. Let me tell you what's so funny. My dad took a flight for 5 hours and he bought Economy Plus, and he said he can never do that again. He's old. My dad is 60.
Thanks.
He said it was too much for his body, and my dad is 6'2".
Okay. Well,
he said it was too much on his body. He's too old for that shit.
I didn't know you.
Maybe when you turn 60, you'll be like, damn, fuck, I can't do this.
No, if I'm flying to Tanzania from America, I'm gonna have to deal with it. I'm going to Tanzania. It's just a flight. I'm not going for the flight. I mean, y'all can do whatever you want to do. But I'm just telling you. And that's why we continue to have to bail out the airlines, because they gouge people. People don't take it. They don't get enough money, then they get money, then they gouge on the back end. But I mean, I don't know. NBA basketball players aren't coached. Not NBA basketball players fly all over the world in the back. They fly all over the world. They're 7 foot. I know.
My dad's 60. My dad's 60. He will not take nothing. That was the one time he took Economy Plus and he was pissed off. He didn't do his flight correctly. He did his flight from first class, and once he got to LA, it was Economy Plus. And he said that was the worst flight of his life. And that was only 5 hours from LA to fucking Hawaii. He said his legs went dead. He fucking had to get up and walk around the plane. He said he'll never do it again. He's old. My dad's old. And I think at that time he probably was like 57 and he was fucking hurting. I'm younger than my dad and I was hurting. So I was like, that's on you. Shouldn't have bought that ticket. I mean, he said it was an accident. He thought he was getting a cheaper ticket and didn't realize it was first class from this destination to another, and then it went to economy. He thought he was saving $700, and he was like, he'd rather pay the extra. He was in pain. My daddy, I mean, at that time, he was like around 57, like 3-4 years ago, yeah.
Van, earlier you were talking about, I had to jump off,
with halo effect, or at least in business school, the terminology I guess you were thinking about.
The halo effect was part of what he was talking about.
Yeah, brand equity and all that.
Like a piece of it. He actually said the right word when he was talking about business school.
Yep, and you're right.
I got an MBA, and he said the right word. He said, "What do y'all call it?" And he said the right word.
Yeah.
And halo was part of that.
Yeah, I had thrown off a little bit, but I was like, "You're right. It is racist. The only reason Spirit gets the bad rep that it has is because of the TikTok videos of people trolling and stuff like that, going back and forth. That's the only reason."
Have you rolled Spirit, Lord?
Mr.
Oh yeah. I've flown Spirit. Here's the thing: when I'm on U.S. soil, I don't mind. I will fucking fly. What's that plane thing called? What's that? Hold on, give me 1 second.
I rode on Spirit, and the only reason why my girlfriend bought those tickets like that is because it was cost efficient for her to buy Spirit. It was 10 girls, and then also the only way you can get 2 bags for the free for her friends was to buy the goddamn business class, and even with first class, and even buying that class, it was not that. It was a fucking small seat. The seats are really small.
So when you're not going between major markets, like I've flown from New York to Minneapolis and Chicago on that length of flight, the first class is like nothing. It's like slightly better. You got that one row on one side.
But even if you're talking about, I know what you're talking about because I've taken those seats too. Those seats are still larger than the Spirit seats.
Oh yeah,
Spirit seats are very, very small.
I don't know what Spirit is, to be honest, but or even Southwest. But yeah, but just that first class is like, it's like fine. It's totally fine. But you don't get TVs or anything, which is totally fine.
Yeah, you don't.
It's just not all first class. You go New York to LA or New York to London or something like that.
And they don't even call that first class. They usually call that business class when it's like that.
Yeah, so Patty, I just asked, there's this regional thing, they call Allegiant. I would fly fucking Allegiant. Now, if I'm leaving U.S. soil and going, if I'm leaving U.S. soil, going anywhere, then I'm like, okay, I can pick and choose. I just refrain from flying any American airline. That's just what it is.
Matter of fact, I'll take a picture of what my seat. I got it on my thing. This is when we went to Houston for my homegirl's birthday. This is what first class looked like. And look at my bag and my shoe, like how much space I had in between. And the reason why, if you see, my foot is extended to the other side because that's the second seat that they give me. Let me go ahead and PTR. I'm setting it as my profile picture. You see my purse. You see my foot extended to the other side. You see my scarf on that seat because I got 2 seats. Look how much space is in between the two.
Shout out to Givenchy.
Shout. I'm just telling you, that's how much space. You see how thin that is? That's how thin your seat is.
So you were flying from Atlanta to Houston?
No, from Chicago to Houston.
That's a what? 2 hours?
Yeah, but regardless of the fact, I still would have got better seats if I got premium economy. The seat was small. It was really small. I'm a small person, so it's fine. But then, you got girls with big butts, thick girls. I'm not a thick girl.
Patty, I'm getting tired of you reminding people that you're a small person. Yesterday, we had to put up with someone saying medically non-compliant like 1 million times. Can you stop it?
No. I'm just telling you the truth. Look how thin that seat is. It's enough for me to lay down. I can lay down in 2 seats. But, you got a big old butt and stuff. If you see how big those seats are.
Yes.
That medical compliance conversation was crazy.
It took a long time, First Lady. I just couldn't move my
Oh my
fist.
goodness. And then Ben just left us. Just leaders out in the wilderness. It just disappeared.
But I mean, this is what your quote unquote first class business class looks like in Spirit. I'm just being honest. And you see those 2 little silver bars? Look, my scarf was enough to put on that seat between. Come on, man.
Patty, but all jokes aside, any American airline where they spelled American, Spirit, non-Spirit, their first class is shit. If we're gonna have the real conversation, I mean, that's just what it is. There's like, I mean, if you but because of you were in the military and stuff like that. But anyone who's experienced travel across the globe, and there are proper airlines for that shit. If that's what you want.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier, Lord. So like, if it's for me to go from one area to another, if it's over so many hours, I'm not gonna do this. That was the most uncomfortable flight. 2 hours, 3 hours, got it. I still will be uncomfortable, but it was fine for the moment.
Yeah, first time I touched down at Dallas, I was coming from Brussels, and it was also the first and the last time I flew on United Airlines. It was in a plane that I booked myself, and let's just say when I tried the food, I realized, okay, my life is about to be different because of how shitty it was. Okay, all right, I have to stop here. So here's the thing. Like, half of you who fly first class, you know why you're really doing it? It's not only so that you can board first, but so that you can be settled in your seat, judging all the people who have to walk through your section to go to their shitty coach sheets, so you can judge them, so they can look at you like you're some baller. So that they're looking at them. I'm not talking about Miss Patty. You better not be talking about me. All you're doing, you're judging them. They're disheveled. They got 3 kids. They don't have their shit together. They're yelling. They're screaming. Nobody can find the overhead compartment. And you are laughing with your sunglasses on, legs crossed, deciding which HBO show you should watch while they're not getting an overhead compartment and fighting for their coach seat. That's what you're doing with your ticket.
Dang, he is
Spirit. Can you let my shirt go?
I'll tell you
let it go.
I'm usually at the back of the Southwest plane, making sure that I can strike a conversation with the ladies going in back and forth. That's about it. Cheap shit. I'm not paying for no first class on American soil. Call me cheap or whatever. I'm just going to call you anti-American since you brought up Americans.
I'm going to say, P just looked up a flight from wherever she is, or maybe it was from New York, I don't know. From New York to Paris, it was about $1,100. Oops. It was $1,100, just coach. Business class was $5,500. I'm sorry, $6,500. Y'all worried about leg cramps? Wow. And you're worried about leg cramps. And you get leg cramps sitting in the house on Clubhouse listening to people crash out, talking about they was private and had a meetup. And you do that for free. People are spending $6,000 of their dollars to not have leg cramps. By the way, I've flown to Paris many times in coach, never got a leg cramp. And I'm taller than all of y'all. I'm bigger than everybody speaking. But people are spending $5,000.
Yeah, I put on my Skylux. If you use Skylux, they have discounted tickets. You can spend anywhere from $2,000. And the most I've ever spent was $4,000.
Daddy, you're not helping yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm never gonna spend.
This isn't going
By Skylux, you can get a ticket for $2,000.
Okay.
And
If somebody else is paying for it, or if I get a free upgrade, other than that,
most of the time I get free upgrades, to be honest with you. And then because I got enough flight miles, because of the fact that I had to deploy so many times, or even fucking go to other countries just for fucking work purposes, and they automatically gave me an upgrade. If it's a family trip for me and my daughter and her friends, then I always use my points. So to be honest with you, I don't have those problems because I'm not not a civilian. I get a lot of free tickets from the government to go forward anywhere, and I get to collect my points.
And that's why we're swimming in so much. Anyway, I'm going to say this one last time. You all have health insurance. Speak to your doctor. Tell them you're stressed when you fly. Get the fucking Klonopin or the Xanax. You don't have to worry about fucking leg cramps, the seat going back, the kid kicking the back of your seat, the TV, the books, the drinks, the fake food. Just do that. Jesus fucking Christ. That's the hack.
Great statement. Yeah, I remember back in the day, I would wait to the last way at the end, and then they would flip your flight for you when I had plenty of time on my hands. As a young man, I would get my frequent flyer miles.
Brooklyn, hold on. We don't use taxpayer money for first class. First of all, the fucking companies automatically give us first class if there's available seats. It's not your goddamn taxpayer dollars. Your goddamn taxpayer dollars are being
Patty, stop being
No, Sonny, no. Because it's always a stupid ass comment on what your taxpayer dollars are being paid so that we can go out there and we can fucking secure or do a fucking site survey so fucking soldiers can fucking train. That's why the fuck I have to get on goddamn flight. Now, American, Delta, fucking Lithuania, whatever fucking flight I gotta get on, the reason why they fucking upgrade the seat is because they want to. They do it for government employees. That has nothing to do with your fucking taxpayer dollars. Now make that make sense.
Your taxpayer dollars being exploited by several entities, especially when it comes to .gov and the spending budget. The budget
about using her
and aviation transportation.
Motherfucker, your ass is to work,
transportation. They flips a lot of money. There's an overspending budget there, and I think we could critique that budget up, and it could be reshaped, reformed by we the people, and get much better results and get more of our people involved in flying them, because it's as you alluded to the fact that once you fly first class, you likely never fly coach again, but the whole goddamn plane is going to get to it's going to arrive at the destination, barring a crash. So, I mean, for real.
Maybe my black ass shouldn't have got promoted where I have to go forward and do a fucking site survey. Maybe that'll be a fucking satisfaction for whoever got a comment on someone being able to get a fucking, guess what? I'm a black woman who got fucking promoted, and guess what? These private fucking companies, as soon as they find out you're military, they'll say, hey, we may be able to upgrade you. Talk to them once you get there if we're not able to fucking sell the seat. That's what the fuck happened. And guess what? If they don't have the available seat, I might be able to pay for it, because they only give it to you if there's more than one. So if there's only one available seat and they're waiting to that last minute, I'll be like, hey, can I pay for it? I'll pay for it. I have gotten used to it. It's okay. You're not paying for it. I am.
Well, so I would sell my first class and my other flyer miles up to Kazook on various airlines from American, United, and Delta. Others, some of them have faded, but nevertheless, they would all give some frequent flight. They have incentives to get on an airline and get off an airline. Yeah. Convenience somebody needs to fly. Goddamn, you have my seat. Give me them goddamn frequent flyer miles, free tickets, and some incentives on your credit card. There's a bunch of free shit out there if you're looking for it. And it's great. It's great if you love the travelers. It's right there where you are.
It reminds me of anybody remember the Key and Peele skit where they're letting everybody, they're boarding the plane and they go through every single class imaginable before they get to, maybe not. Anyway, it's a funny sketch.
But I notice all the airports as I go through are mostly new and improved. Who's bailing out the bowels of antiquity? Probably Reagan National. But beyond Reagan National, people have, flamboyant. They have goddamn everything except the do-fire on sale inside the airport.
So Ambassador, what was it like flying on Pan Am?
Well, I didn't fly a lot of Pan Am. I've done every other Lockheed, but I was flying mostly United then, and then
I think you were
my
probably
ex
flying
worked for Continental,
probably
so
Eastern Airlines.
I got a lot of free shit out of a Continental.
Yeah.
But all the airlines offer you something. Even from JetBlue, but they're merging somewhere. I assume was it JetBlue and Choo-Choo merging, etc. So Trans World Airlines, that was owned by the LBJ. Anybody know about that?
You sound like a TWA guy.
I'm a TWA guy.
You know, I flew on all those old airlines. That means I'm really that.
But Eastern Airlines too. Did you do that? Eastern Airlines. That was a big one.
Oh yeah, Eastern Airlines.
They used to hand out
major airlines
pins.
Were they golden blue Spiritist?
I don't remember. I just remember like they would always, I
remember
be like
catching a
Boston,
flight.
New York, Washington, Florida, like.
I remember catching a flight as a little girl, and I believe it was Eastern. When you're saying it is,
yeah, they were all up and down the East Coast.
Yeah, we flew from
I don't know what happened.
New York to Milwaukee. Yeah, blue and gold. I think it's the cover. All right, is there another conversation ready to load? Da-da-doo, da-doo.
First lady.
You like that?
I think I did once.
Y'all have a chance to conversate. What else is happening out there in the world?
I'm trying to figure it out. So they supposed to have some talks. Go ahead.
Yeah, I read a story and I looked at it online. Whereas a lot of the farmers would complain that they didn't have workers, to do their crops. So the article was about the farmers in Idaho, and right now they're coming on harvesting like their carrots and blah 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 and their potatoes and whatnot. And they're literally saying that the guy said, I have $750,000 of product, and I can't find an American to come work it. So he goes, no matter how many adverts I've put out, paying top dollar, $20-something an hour to pick, not one American has showed up to help pick that shit. And right now he's begging Trump to bring back, let the illegals come back on the farm because all American food supply is going to be fucked this summer. And he says the war has exacerbated. I don't know how the war affected the shit, because he's harvesting, is all planting. Planting is another thing, but it's expect your potatoes and carrots to go up because there's no one to harvest it.
Harvest what?
Your potatoes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's okay. They don't have nobody to do it. So, okay.
But I really thought potatoes were all harvested with machinery. The way I was like, I thought this was all machinery. I guess not. I don't know.
But Mel, as military, they've always upgraded your seats, correct? Once you became a senior leader, or even lieutenants, if you're riding with a senior leader.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky because actually after the war, before the war, that shit didn't really happen. But after the war, we were treated like gods. You appear the airline and you got an automatic bump to first class. But they didn't used to do that shit too much on international flights. Except one time I was flying to South Korea,
And then South Korean Airlines bumped me up. South Korean Airlines bumped me to first class. I couldn't believe that was the first time I flew first class. I was a captain. First time I flew first class in my life, and that shit was. I was like, oh, this is the life. This is the life that I want to live when I grow up. I want to fly first class.
So South Korea does. They do immediately now. I don't know when you first time, but even as a captain, I didn't think they did.
It was in the 90s. It was 1998.
But I know South Korea, Lithuania, all the U.S. airlines, if you're a leader, if there are seats, if there's more than one seat, they give you that seat. If there's only one seat, they try to hold on to it to sell it. And a lot of times we end up buying it because we've gotten so used to taking first class. But you
should get the upgrades. That's all.
So I think I have 3 more years of first class flying just from my points.
Hey, how many points we get? We get points for bullshit. We get points, and the government pays for those flights, and we get to collect them.
We get to keep the points.
Yeah. But so every deployment, if you're a leader and you got to go advance party, or if you got to rip TOA, going from Iraq to United States, from fucking Afghanistan to the United States, from Bahrain to the United States. You're back and forth, even coming back for fucking, like, going from country to country while you're in country. I've been in Kuwait, stationed in Kuwait, and had to go to Bahrain. I get to collect all those fucking points, y'all. So I have so many fucking cards on my goddamn wallet for fucking for each airline. I'm talking about foreign airlines. I got points galore where I can fucking go all over. I probably could travel the whole world twice off of just points, and probably get fucking a discounted hotel at the same time. I just haven't done it.
Oh,
and that's because I have to.
Gotta get them hotel points, party. My wife and I, we went to Italy last year for 20 days. And we did not, well, we flew business class back and forth free on my points and her points too. And we stayed at a hotel, my wife points, because my wife used to work on where she's traveled for her last job sometimes. And we stayed across Italy at Marriott's and different hotels. And we didn't Bonvoy, because we're both Bonvoy members. We did not, I think we only had to pay a hotel one time. And that was the hotel in Venice. Apart from that, everywhere we stayed, Rome, Naples, wherever we use points. So you gotta get them hotel points. You all gotta join those hotel clubs because it pays off. And stay at the same hotel and fly the same airline. That's the truth.
See, I keep IGHC, and IGHC includes the Hilton. If you go to other fucking countries. And the thing is, when I had to go to Australia for 2 weeks, guess what? That's 2 weeks worth of points. When I had to go to fucking Korea, that's 2 weeks worth of fucking hotel points. When I gotta go to fucking Japan, Thailand, fucking anywhere I go, if I stay in a hotel, I've made points. If I got on a fucking plane, I made points. And it ain't your goddamn taxpayer dollars paying for my extra seat. These private fucking companies do it.
I know you were having a blast. You had Regency's, Hilton's, and Marriott's are really good, very nice places to live in. But I learned after some few years, took me a while to pick up on this one, that now I live at Kitover. But majority of my travels, I stay in resorts, and if you can link your resort into, and you can live, it's unbelievable. But you'll find in a resort, you get pine trees up in the mountain, greatly, and you'll spend a whole lot less money booking resorts as opposed to booking hotels. In my travels, maybe situation may be slightly different. The way they got me, they dragged me into Vegas. And I was a hook, line, and sinker guy. They sold me a goddamn resort. I caught hell getting rid of it. And I said, I'll never get another one. Went right to Key West, Florida, and bought another one. And caught hell getting rid of them. But then I started thinking. I said, God damn, that was still the best living that I ever did. So I your family and your dog. If you got a cat, you can bring him too. But nevertheless, you will save. I mean, oh my God, it's quadruple, whatever that percent number is. You will save quadruple by booking resorts as the booking hotels. I land my plane just on the facts and say, my. And your groceries back there, camp on out. I mean, I live around the way. I used to survive, but once I started living, I didn't go back to surviving anymore. But my.
Sounds like you got hustled into some timeshare.
And I got hustled, but I hustled some people too, and I just found out it took the hard way to learn it. But I learned it, and damn it, you get out there in the resort. Well, now then I used to sell them to people who sell resorts. See, I'm a hood salesman. I sold lip shares, caps, and watches to the people who are salesmen. They don't have time to shop. A car salesman, a hairdresser. Who else don't shop? Car hairdressers, and there's a couple of more people that are pretty much stationary. They got to be there to make it happen, to make their money. Those are my best customers, and they buy the shirts, caps, and watches, and I mean gimmicks. People buy gimmicks. If you notice it, that was a gimmick when they told me they got that resort. But I said I learned. I tough nails. When I made that last goddamn, what did you got to pay a maintenance fee? I said, I'm gonna pay this, pay that. And I look at that last maintenance fee, I got pissed. I said, I'm selling this shit and sold it, but now booking them is fairly easy because somebody will say you know, I'll be there a day or two, a week or two at the most probably. Somebody will say you 2 weeks. It's amazing savings, and you live better and you enjoy yourself. Go around the town, see the townspeople. You book them hotels, you just spend all your play money in the goddamn hotel. So it's just different ways of looking at it. It's all, and just depending upon what perspective and what you're actually there to do. To say my master. And of course, then it depends upon who you ask.
Hey, King. Nah.
I just cracked myself up. I just caught the video. So he was under the table. He did slide underneath of it. And then once the people with the rifles, all black with the rifles, once they came out to secure before they could move him, it does look like he tripped. So, like I said, I didn't see the video all the way through until just now. And I don't know. I mean, maybe, his shoes was untied. Y'all don't know. All right, King Nav, what you got?
Not much. I just came to say hi, and I thought the interview was interesting that Trump did with 60 Minutes.
Yeah, it was really funny. He got upset as soon as she asked about the manifesto.
He said, "I knew it. I knew you were gonna say it." Disgusting. You're a disgrace.
Like
oh my God. Oof, child. If I'd have been there or backstage, they probably would have fired me because the way I would have hollered in the background would not have been good at all. Definitely would have laughed.
It's too bad it's normalized that the quote-unquote leader of the free world or any head of state can talk to a reporter like that. It's kind of sad, actually. It's really pathetic of that man to.
Wait a minute, what is pathetic?
Oh, the way that he talks to a reporter like her, who was asking the normal questions that anybody would ask.
Right.
And we've normalized it. Like, this is not normal. He's a piece of shit. He treats people with disrespect.
But I'm with her. How did he know that he was talking about him?
Well, she got him on that one, didn't she?
She was like, "I'm sorry. Do you think he's talking about you?"
Well, didn't the manifesto say something about an administration led by a pedophile and rape? Like, he said all those.
Oh, did he say? Oh, okay. He said.
I thought so.
I missed that part. I didn't read it. That's possible.
No, that's right.
So if he said that, then obviously it doesn't. She was just saying that as a kind of a cheeky thing to say, "How do you know they're talking about you?" So, if the manifesto says that, which I thought it did, I don't have it in front of me at the moment, but if it did say led by, then obviously it was talking about him. So she just said that to be cheeky.
Yeah, good. Like, small victory, considering how fucking rude the guy was and continues to be towards people just asking questions. It's not a normal thing for a head of state to do.
I mean, look, a lot of nobody's done what Trump has done in terms of how he deals with media. Let's be clear on that. But, I mean, others didn't treat the media really well.
This is not apples to apples. I just said it's not normal, and we can just agree there.
Okay. You can agree.
So maybe you're saying that she should have asked the question like, well, you saw the manifesto. He says a few harsh words. What do you think about that? Instead of repeating it, you think that's what he was looking for?
People haven't read the manifesto. That's the whole point of the news. So reacting to the manifesto, here's what it reads. And then for him to get so offended and rude, which is not the first time, like, he's got to deal with it. He's the fucking president.
Okay, so maybe before she said it, now understand this is not 60 Minutes, CBS words. We do not approve of this particular message, but I'm going to read from the manifesto. Maybe a preamble kind of thing. Would that probably have been more acceptable?
No, she's just reading the manifesto. Like, it should be a normal thing. Just, you're reading the manifesto, and somebody's reacting to it, what the manifesto is about. That's all. React to it like a normal person. Don't be offended and act like a fucking child. I don't know why the media has to like dance around these things to accommodate this guy.
They don't need to, but they typically do. Like when you ask about allegations in Hunter Biden's laptop, and they say, well, hey, there's allegations here, and I don't want to go into reading all of them or any of the important ones, but what do you have to say about that, sir? To the previous one, like those accommodations were made. Just to be clear.
She didn't call him that. She wasn't asking about whether or not he was a pedophile.
Agreed.
She was reading from. Okay, that's why y'all get to get y'all stuff out. I can't get mine. Do you think? You can't possibly agree because you were just saying the opposite. So if you're asking, she wasn't asking about allegations of whether or not Trump did that. She was breaking the news that happened 12 hours before in the manifesto. She just read it.
And she chose to read that, and other times they chose not to read other things because
give me an example when they chose not to read something after a shooting with the manifesto.
No, see, you're going specific situations.
I know, that's the specifics of this case. That's the point.
It's ridiculous.
So give me an example.
Not
it wouldn't be Hunter Biden.
Obviously, not with the shooting example, obviously.
But it wouldn't be Hunter Biden generally because the Hunter Biden thing, you'd be asking about whether or not he did it. That's not what she did here. She was reading what was in the thing. The accommodations that one has to make for Donald Trump, who uses literal Stalin rhetoric, because for people, that stuff, Stalin used to say that, is insane. He's allowed to call people dog, dumb, etc. The lady just read from the thing. But, what about Hunter Biden? That's just insane. I don't even understand it. That's just wild. You're president of the United States, and somebody just could have shot you and your cabinet up, and he seemed more mad at her than the guy that did the shooting. Oh, he should be on a football team. That boy could run. Get him on the team. Like he was joking about him. But you got to say, well, he said some things in his manifesto. I didn't understand that. I thought Donald Trump's interview generally was fine, but I didn't understand that moment why he flipped out and then I don't know. This should be over in 2 years. This whole thing where normal adults, just their brain shut off because it's Donald Trump is insane. The lady just read what was in the thing. She was making news. Like, goddamn. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from so-and-so news. Fake news. You're stupid. That's what he says to them. Look at those people behind you. This man has called for Second Amendment remedies. What would that be? A well-regulated discourse? Fuck. Y'all just... I don't know what kind of attachment this person has on grown-ups. It's very strange to me.
Well, they have, it's a protection clause. That's what it is.
It must be.
Mm-hmm.
It was Norah O'Donnell, right? I'm gonna read. I'm gonna see the question again. Okay.
I mean, you had the previous president whose campaign was feeding questions to reporters.
So, what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
So those are the questions they asked. So they were accommodating the questions that the previous president wanted till a Wisconsin radio station outed them, and then they did it. So the media was accommodating questions the way they wanted.
I know all presidents do that. I'm not saying that's good or bad, but that has nothing to do with this. That's like a whataboutism that's different. I mean,
Have you seen the pro-Trump media that exists? Like, they're pro-Trump, pro-Biden, pro-Democrat. That's a different discussion. I'm talking about there was a shooting, and within 12 hours, the lady ran from the manifesto. It says, the question, the so-called manifesto is stunning to read, Mr. President. He appears to reference a motive. He says, I'm no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. What's your reaction to that? She was pointing out what the guy said in the manifesto was his motive. What does the Biden administration giving questions to MSNBC have to do with it, whether or not Trump gives questions to Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham? He has Laura Ingraham, who has more people watching the mainstream media, come in, and she does a whole glossy thing with him with a declaration, like all presidents do. That's not actually a response. Let's go back to the
I'm confused with the.
I'm no longer willing to.
I'm confused with the feeding the presidents to the questions to the meeting.
I don't know, but that's a red herring. So that's the way that people want us to change the topic. So I'm not going to take the bait. All presidents feed. I mean, they have press shops. That's a
but do they actually feed the questions to the media, or the media give them the topics and then they're able to do the research?
So they feed everybody. To be clear, they feed questions, but not all media actually take stands. But in the last one, the media basically complied with those questions.
So how does that fit what we're talking about?
Because you can choose the questions that are on topic and that are off topic, and they comply with it.
So this is on topic. This is from the manifesto.
No. So the president, the person who's interviewed, can say, only ask me these questions, and they say, okay, and they do it.
How do you know they gave them a pre-approved list of questions?
It's in reporting.
I haven't read any reporting on that.
I'll put a couple of sources up, and then you can...
Wait. You have a source of Nora O'Donnell getting pre-approved?
I didn't say Nora O'Donnell.
Last night?
See, that's it.
I'm talking about this one. We're talking about last night. We listened to it in here. I know how questions work. It's been happening since the beginning of the country, since before the beginning of the country. Anyway, I'm no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. What's your reaction to that? That was the guy's motive. How's that question out of balance?
Larger manifesto, but okay, that's one piece of it.
Okay, what was the other piece of it that we missed?
Well, he talked a lot about the administration, what the administration did, what that he felt it was his only, this was his only chance to act on it.
That's not motive. So what else was the motive that she missed? What motive did she miss?
I'll pull it up and read it again.
Cool.
So I guess we have normalized. Okay.
This guy ran around for 10 years, and the media allowed him to call Obama a Marxist, Kenyan, who was constantly disqualified. They asked Obama about it time and time again. Happened all the time, and he was the main guy. They called him the birther in chief. There was a shooting. The lady asked a question. She's a tough journalist. Deal with it. We have to, the man leads us into war, and we have to follow behind him in war. But here, this is just too much. Come on. All right. I'll wait there for the other motive.
While we wait on that, First Lady talked about Kimmel. Enough is enough. Kimmel's hateful and violent rhetoric is intended to divide our country. His monologue about my family isn't comedy. His words are corrosive and deepens the political sickness within America. Enough is enough. It is time for ABC to take a stand. How many times will ABC's leadership enable Kimmel's atrocious behavior at the expense of our community? What did he say? Did anybody watch it? He made a little skit or something?
So it seemed, he made a joke about her being, having the globe and expected widow. Yeah, he made like a widow joke, like her husband would be dead or something.
So he did talk about, child starved or teenage abused, teenage girls abused and stuff like that. And he said he was turning the other cheek. He said that's wrong and he can't do that. Basically, he's saying he's not a school kid blown up or a child starved or a teenage girl abused by many criminals in this administration. So he's saying that one of his motives is what the administration is doing in those fronts. That wasn't read, by the way. Turning the other cheek when someone else is oppressed is not Christian behavior. It's complicity to oppressors' crimes. So he's accusing the administration of crimes. That wasn't read. So his
That's
motive
literally read.
is
That's
those
what being a
crimes.
pedophile is. It literally says.
So it says, I'm not a school kid blown up or child starved or a teenage girl abused by criminals in this administration. So where's the pedophile about blown up, school kid blown up? Where's that?
No. And traded to Coma.
Exactly. So you didn't hear
What the fuck are you? Why are you disrespecting me, man? What's going on? You just asked me a question. Can I answer it exactly? You always do this crash out thing. That's why I stopped talking to you. This is so insane.
It's not a crash out, bro. You
So
said
why are
to
you
me it's the same
over-talking me?
thing. You said it's
What's
the
going
same
on?
thing. I answered your question.
I'm responding. So what was the motive in that was my question. And you said that he talked about he wasn't a child. That's not a motive. I mean, the lady had 20-something, I don't know how long she had with him. She's not going to read the whole thing. He said, I'm known as a pedophile rapist and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. You just mentioned crimes.
And he's not a school kid. I read it. School kid blown up or child starved or a teenage abused by the many criminals in this administration. Turning the other cheek when someone else is oppressed is not Christian behavior. It's complicity in the oppressor's crimes. So he's upset about school kids being blown up. That's one of his motives.
Right. That's a traitor to coat his hands with crimes. That's what it literally said.
Right. So that was not the paragraph she read.
No, I'm saying he said he's not going to allow a traitor to coat my hands with crimes.
Okay, I mean, you could say that one paragraph, but I mean, this paragraph is also part of his motive.
Okay, I got it. So if the people don't ask exactly what you want, then
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You said she's reading the motive. That's it. That's the killer's motive. And I said there's more than just that as the motive. So she read a portion of the motive. Let's be clear. She read a portion of the motive. I'm not disagreeing with you. She read a portion of the motive.
Is blowing up kids a crime?
No, blowing up kids is one of the things that offended him.
Is it a crime?
He was upset about it.
Are you okay? She said with his crimes. She mentioned crime. She mentioned crime.
And starving children as well. Children's starvation.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I didn't know that Nora O'Donnell's question was out of line.
Didn't say that.
You mentioned the certain.
I never said that once. You just said she discussed his motive. I said you said no, that's it. That's all.
I didn't say no, that's it.
That was his motive. You said that was his motive.
I said that's his motive.
I said there was more in the manifesto that was his motive. You said where? Tell me where it is. And I just read you.
Okay, so he didn't mention the starving children. So the critique for Donald is no, that's a crime. Kids being blown up is a crime.
Okay, fine.
So since she didn't mention kids blowing up and starving children, question justified Trump.
No, not at all. I didn't say that at all. I'm just saying you said, again, you're putting things in my mouth, and I'm putting things
in response to you're not listening again. It's in response to him blowing up. So we said, why would he blow up like that when she was reading, as you say now, part of the motive? It's part of the news story. It wasn't out of line. So why would he blow up like that?
Well, he blew up because he thought he was defending himself, which is wrong. He shouldn't do that. I agree with you.
And he wanted her to ask about the starving kids instead. That's why you
response. No, I'm saying if you said her intent was to read the entire motive,
I read the motive. Stop putting words in my mouth.
Okay, sorry. The motive of the shooter was. The motive of the shooter was more than just that one.
Oh, okay. So her job is
to report the news to the viewers. You should give the entire motive of the person.
Well, you think you gave all the motive? There's probably more, isn't it?
There is a lot more. That's what I said at the beginning. And you said,
have you ever given an interview to somebody?
Yeah.
She doesn't have unlimited time.
If she wanted to, she could ask that question. The whole thing.
You have an issue with the question.
No, I have an issue with your statement that, well, it was her job to read the motive, and that's all she read was that piece of it. Okay, well, that's not all the motive is. If you wanted to find out, what do you think about this guy's motive? Hey, there's major issues in this, children being starved. That has to do directly with his policies. Okay? Children's being bombed.
Well, that would be crimes.
That has directly to do with it. So
that would be crimes.
The ones.
Aren't those crimes?
children starving in another nation. I don't know if that's a crime because the view is USAID. His biggest issue was USAID being cut. I mean, if you look further, being cut and other and
that's his biggest issue. That's what the manifesto said. That's what you just said.
That's if you research. I said if you research a guy, one of his biggest concerns.
No, you said his biggest issue was USAID. Do you take that one back? Since we need to be specific.
Yeah, I think that back. One of the things in researching him, he had issues with what Trump was doing. One of the issues he had, let's put it that way, was with Trump cutting USAID and children starving. That directly goes to his policy.
Cool, I got you. So your issue with Nora O'Donnell then, or my understanding is I left out the USAID one. Cool, you won. Let's go back to the larger point. Why is the President of the United States yelling at a normalized, to Spiritus's point, that is not happened? You came up, well, let's be clear, other presidents have treated the media bad too. You did a one-to-one comparison of whataboutism, as per usual.
Okay.
No president in your lifetime has ever talked to or about the media like that. The lady was just in there, he was in there, somebody was shooting them. She's trying to do the thing. Why is she being attacked? She just read from the thing. But now you let me know. Because he left out USAID. That's fair. She left out. Nora O'Donnell is a disgrace, to use Trump's word, because she left out the part about USAID. Got it.
You had Biden cursing Fox News reporters for asking him about inflation. Like, why does he need to curse them?
What did he say?
About inflation?
What did he say?
Oh my God! It's even in Reuters. President Biden was caught cursing at Fox News reporters.
What did he say?
Calling the guy a fucking asshole. Okay,
what did he say?
He insulted Ducey.
So you're making an equivalence between Donald Trump's treatment?
No, you said presidents don't report. Presidents treat the media that way when they get a question they don't like or whatever.
They don't. So no president in your lifetime has ever treated the media the way Donald Trump has. Him cussing at Steve Ducey, and apparently according to Ducey, that's kind of like they had a nice slip back and forth. I think they liked each other. Him cussing at Steve Ducey, I mean the dog, Peter Ducey. But I think Steve Ducey too. They had to go, but yeah, Peter Ducey, the son. Peter said they had it. To you, I guess now you're bringing up that's the equivalent. So now, according to King Nav, Biden treated the media the way Trump did. Got it.
Did I say that?
Because Peter. So then what are you bringing up for?
I said
that's a one-off.
All right.
You gave me a one-off.
I did give you a one-off. You're right.
Okay.
Go on, Ben. Enjoy.
I'm done. I just don't understand why it was even. The
point I'm getting at is that all of these people treat the media like.
Wait a minute. Was it in private?
Trump is worse.
Was it in private?
Let me finish. Trump is worse than every single. Let's be clear. In the way he treats worse than every single president ever. Okay? Can we agree
on that? Lifetime. I don't think ever. But
of our lifetime. Fair. Of our lifetime. Okay? And let's be clear. But to say that you should treat the media with respect, other presidents haven't treated them with respect. Let's agree on that. And
who said that?
I'm saying that.
Who said you should treat the media with respect?
That's what Spiritus was saying. Oh, you should treat them with respect. They're asking questions. They're doing their job.
Okay.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah, it should be respectful. He's the head of state. Is that not true? You don't believe that?
Wait a minute. One mic on me. Biden responded sarcastically over dinner reporters shouting questions with a hot mic on, not knowing his mic was on, and said, "What a stupid son of a bitch." So you're comparing by the way, within an hour of the exchange, Biden called Ducey's cell phone and said it's nothing personal. So he called to apologize. So your big one-off and equivalence from Biden was something he said to himself or to an aide on a hot mic that he then apologized for. That's the bad one. That's treating the media without respect. Okay. I guess I'll be the piggy. I'll be the piggy and be quiet.
To the point of treating the media with respect, who's allowed in the White House briefing rooms? Like, who's in that press corps? Fucking influencers? Legacy media? Or are we talking about right-wing people that are allowed in to ask the questions?
CNN is there. Caitlin Collins always asking questions.
Cool, CNN got in. Nice.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
AP is in.
I'm just saying his relationship with the media is not
CBS.
That's all. That's the
Well, yeah, a lot of them are there because they had to go to court to be there. They tried to kick a lot of them out.
You're talking about DOD, man. To be fair, I think you're talking about DOD press conferences, not White House.
DOD as well.
I don't think so. I think maybe I'm wrong, but I'll look it up. But I think the president rearranged the seating in the thing to include the My Pillow guy and other people. But CNN always had a seat. They just didn't get their front row seat. They got a second row seat, and other media are there, and they're asking questions, including CBS and ABC and all the major outlets. But more were added, and some of them were reshuffled, which people are saying, why is CNN in the second row? I don't think they had to go to court in the second Trump administration. The first one they did. In the second Trump administration, I just think he rearranged them to piss them off and put other people in there that may or may not should be in there. But I mean, that's
quote. The Associated Press versus Budowich. Excluding the AP from White House events on the express basis of its editorial viewpoint violates the First Amendment. This was filed a month into the administration. They kicked out the Associated Press and other outlets, and then went through the courts in this administration. So they had to sue to get back in, as I said.
Yeah, well, I think it was just so maybe it was, but I know CNN was always there, ABC was always there. I'm pretty sure that he didn't kick them out. But anyway, maybe I'm wrong.
So as I said, some entities were kicked out, and they had to sue to get back in. The case is called the Associated Press versus Taylor Budowich in his official capacity as White House Chief Deputy of Staff, Carolyn C. Levin in her official capacity as White House Press Secretary, and Susan Wiles in her official capacity as White House Chief of Staff. It was started February 21st, 2025. Has a whole Wikipedia page on it. On July 25th, the Court of Appeals denied an answer to the emergency petition filed by the AP for en banc review, so forth and so on. So like I said, but I'm sure Biden or Obama said something on a hot mic against the Associated Press, so all presidents.
It looks like, if you look it up, Biden actually changed White House press pool, cutting off more than 440 reporters' credentials.